Good morning, everyone. I hope you're good this morning. Are you? Okay, Mrs. Martha is fine as well. Thank you. I welcome you to literacy class this morning. And as you know, it's our revision week. So, I'll be taking you through the topics that we've done so far in the second half of these online classes. Do you understand now? Okay, and the topic I'm starting with is fables. I'm starting with fables. Now, what are fables? I told you when we were doing this lesson that we're talking about a fable, that a fable is a story that has animals as characters. Stories are animal, fables are animal stories. They are stories that have animals as characters and they teach. I told you that the person that wrote most of the fables that we read now is called Aesop. And I told you Aesop was a Greek writer. He was a slave, but he got his freedom through storytelling ability. Do you understand now? Okay, fables are animal stories. They teach morals and they are very easy to read and they are very easy to relate with. Do you understand now? Do you get it now? So you see animals talking. And examples of fables that we have a bird in the hand is better than two in the bush, a hawk and the reed, the peacock and the crane, the city mouse and the country mouse, the lion and the mouse, and so many other stories like that. And most of them were written by Aesop. Do you understand now? And if you are asked to write animal stories, like I told you, when you are asked to write animal story, we have characters. We have animals as characters. So the first thing that you will look at your character. Okay, who are your characters going to be? They are animals. You already know that. Okay, the next thing, setting. The settings of fables is usually in the outside. It usually takes place outside. Do you get that? It can be in the forest. In some cases, it can be in the town, like the city mouse and the country mouse. We have them. We have one in the city life, and one is in the village life. Do you get it now? Okay, but setting is usually outside, not always inside. Do you get it now? Then there will always be a plot. You know what a plot is? A plot is the sequential arrangement of events in a chronological order. And what do I mean by that? Like arrangement of events in a normal order. Like when you are writing your story, what should come first is coming first. You don't put what should come last at the beginning. Unless you are using flashback. You know what a flashback is? Flashback is a situation whereby you bring past action, something that happened in the past, you bring it to the present to show us what had happened in the past. Do you get it now? So your event should be well arranged. Then there must be a problem, and that problem is called the conflict. What happened? Why are you writing the story? What is the story all about? That is what will be your conflict or the problem of the story. Do you get now? What is the story all about? Like the story of the gingerbread man. What is the problem? The problem is that the old woman baked gingerbread, and the gingerbread man escaped. So that is the problem in that story. In your story, what is the problem? Like the story where you see tortoise in a race with another animal. What is the problem? They want to discover the person that will emerge as the first because of pride. Do you get it now? Looking down on others. So there will always be a problem, something that you're finding solution to. Do you get it now? Okay, so you need to take note of those. The characters, the setting, the plot, then the problem that happens in the story. Do you understand now? I'm sure you should be able to form animal stories. Yes, it's not something difficult to do. Do you understand now? The next topic we're looking at now is a kenning. We are looking at a kenning. And when you're talking about kenning Kenning is a way of describing something using clues rather than just saying what it is. Do you get it now? Kenning is a poem whereby you use clues to give information about something instead of stating what the person is. Do you get it now? Like you just use clue. Okay, can you guess what is this? And you leave the reader to start guessing whatever you are writing about. Do you get it now? And in kennings, we make use of compound words, two compound words. Do you get it now? We make use of two compound words to describe one thing or one person. Do you understand now? Okay, look at examples here. Hot potato. We have mind reader. A mind reader is someone that we just look at you and we just guess. Who knows what you are just thinking, and the person guess right. Someone that knows what you are thinking is called a mind reader. We have motor mouth. A person who talks a lot, we call it a motor mouth. Pencil pusher is a person with a clerical job. Then pigskin is a football. Can see. Then postman chaser. Who is or what is a postman chaser? That is a dog. Do you get it now? Okay. So those are examples of words that you can make use of to write your kennings. Do you get it? Don't forget, in kennings, you make use of two compound words on each line to describe someone or something. It can be as long as you want, and it doesn't mean to be rhyme. No, it's not compulsory for it to rhyme. Okay, do you understand now? Okay, so let's move to another one. We have list as well. List poem. When we're talking about a list poem, just as the name states, a list is just like a list. Like someone is going to a grocery shop to get something. You write a list of the things that you need to get at the grocery shop. That is the same thing as a list poem. A list is simply a list. It lists out things. Do you get it now? And it doesn't necessarily mean to rhyme. No, you don't need it. If you like, you can make it rhyme. If you like, you may not make it rhyme. Do you get what you are writing? Let's assume you are writing about morning. So what happens in the morning? So you list them out. Waking up. That is the first thing, right? In the morning, people wake up. Okay, what happens next? In the morning, devotion. If you do devotion, then what happens next? Mommy goes to the kitchen. A cup of coffee. Whatever that it is that you do in the morning, then you list them out. Do you get it now? I will show you one example now about home. A list poem about home. You're going to see it here now. Now look at this list poem. Home. Home is where you can shrug off your backpack and your worries, sling around your complaints and impossible questions on the science test, and supposedly best. Friends, fling your smelling cloth and your towel on the floor after a stingy hot shower. Splay on the couch and flick off your mind with a remote. Brag like an hyena about the goal that just nipped the goal posts. Do you understand now? That you see that this poem is listing everything that happens at home. So that is how a list poem should be written. Do you understand now? Okay. And just be yourself. Yes, at home, you be yourself. You don't care about any other thing. You are just who you are at home. Do you get it now? So this is an example of a list poem. It's just like you list things that happen out. The next topic now that we're looking at is an explanation text. But what is an explanation? Explanation is something such as a statement of facts that gives explanation, that explains how something or why something is done. Explanation gives information. Explanation explains why something is done or how something is done. That is what explanation does. Do you get it now? And like I said, the purpose of writing, why do we write explanation? We write explanation to give a piece of information about how something is done or why something is done. Do you understand now? Okay. And what are the features of explanation? Features of explanation, we have the title. An explanation text, we have a title. An example of explanation text is your non-fiction text, because in your non-fiction text, you learn a lot. There are with everything that is there, that is in your non-fiction text, gives you information about one topic or the whole. Now, so that is what explanation does. Explanation text will give you information. It will explain to you how something is being done or why something is being done. Do you understand now? Okay, I said it, we have a title. Then introduction, you are writing about flood. Okay, so the title is flood. What is the the introduction you will give? You will define what a flood is. So after the definition of flood, then you will talk about flood. Okay, maybe flood in Nigeria, or flood in China, or flood that happened in Ebute, or the one that happened in Ikorodu. You write it step by step. Do you get it now? If you are talking about different places where flood had happened before and what happened, do you get it? You can even talk about a place. Okay, you want to write about flood, you give an introduction about flood, what flood is. Then you write about where it happened. Okay, maybe the one that happened in Nigeria. Okay, you talk about when it happened. You will write the date, where exactly in Nigeria. You will write the place. Do you get it now? Step by step, you will write the place. Then what led to the flood, what caused it, you will write it. So after the flood, what are the damages done by the flood? You will write it. You will explain to us. Do you get it now? So that is what explanation text does. And another thing about explanation text is that you can make use of picture. You put picture. The picture too will explain more. Some people cannot read everything you have written, or some might even read and not understand. But by the time you put a picture and label it and caption it, when you caption something, when you put a picture somewhere and you write something under it to tell us what it is. Maybe you put my picture somewhere and you write it under it, Mrs. Martha. So people will know the person that is in the picture. Do you understand now? So that is what caption is. Caption is a statement that is written below below a picture. Do you get it now? To give information about whoever or whatever it is in the picture. Then label, so that people will understand better if it's something that you can label. The next topic that we're looking at now is adventure story. Adventure story. What is an adventure story? Adventure story is an exciting and a very risky and dangerous trip that someone embarks on in order to find out something. Do you get it now? The person has a question like, why is something like this? Like if someone is trying to find out why the sky is so high, and the person decides that, okay, I need to go up to the sky. I need to go out to this space to know why the sky, or how far the sky is from the earth. And the person set out on a journey. That adventure is something that he has never been before. It's the first time. Do you get it now? There will be some challenges that the person will come across. It's a very dangerous and very risky attempt. Do you get it now? So adventure story has a character, a protagonist, the main character, who is the quester. That protagonist will be the quester, in the sense that he is the person that is questioning. He wants to find out, he is inquisitive. Do you get it? That character is inquisitive. He wants to find out why something is the way it is. So that person is a protagonist, and it will also be called a quester. because is this is someone that want to find out about something. Do you get it now? And again, there will be a place that the person want to go. Where is he going to? It's possible you are just going on the road. Your mom just sent you to get something, and on the road you discover something strange. And instead of you going to where your mom had sent you to go, you follow another road. You want to find out something strange. Why is that thing is happening the way? What has happened? Then you follow. Maybe you see a snake. Then you want to discover maybe it's on the main road. Okay, out on the third road, and you are wondering, how will a snake be here? Then you see the snake going on its way. You follow the snake. You want to know where the snake has actually come from. So you are on adventure. Adventure is no more than that. That's one adventure. Do you get it now? Then you follow the snake. You neglect where your mom or your dad has sent you, following snake to discover something. So you have become a quester. Do you get it now? And there is already a place where you are sent to. You did not go there. You go somewhere else. Do you understand now? So those are the things that happen in adventure story. And another thing is that there will be challenges, obstacles, different things will happen on the way. Like you being out of water in the desert. You need to drink, there is no water. Or you're going in the desert when you are following the snake just look back and trying to bite you is an obstacle. Or you have even gotten to the forest, to the jungle where a lion stays, and the lion is chasing you. People start wondering, will you be able to escape? What will happen to you? Different things will happen. Do you get it now? And that is why the character must be brave. That character must be a brave character. And adventure stories like that, they face challenges. There are obstacles, but in adventure stories, they usually come back. It's on a rare occasion that the main character will not return. Do you get it now? So there will be a villain. You know who a villain is? A villain is a character, is an evil character who doesn't want the main character, the protagonist, to get hold of the goal, to reach the goal of which he has traveled. Do you get it now? So there will be two opposing forces. There will be two people that are not agreeing to each other's view. Do you get now? One is working positively, another one is working negatively against the main character. Do you understand now? Okay, so that is an adventure story. Adventure story is an exciting and a risky trip. It involves quester, protagonist, characters, settings. Do you get it now? Okay, so that is that about our lesson for today. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask me. Do you get it now? Okay, so that is that about our lesson for today. See you in the exam hall. Bye.